You are listening to the Postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and the Glebe Central Pub. The Glebe Central Pub is our neighborhood pub in the heart of the Glebe. Visit them for tasty food, great drinks, and an amazing atmosphere. Speaking of amazing atmospheres, the Ottawa Senators at the CTC tonight put pride on display and earned a 5-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets to extend the win streak to 5 games, the first 5-game win streak for this team since March of 2017. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller. Pillsy, you and I were at one of those games, the 6th game on that win streak, and that was almost a half decade ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but that is an incredible run for the Ottawa Senators in this wildcard race. Trade deadline week, and they come up huge here. And Ross, even all the way from Mexico, we can hear the "We want playoffs" chant from the CTC. So Sens fans are absolutely fired up, as they should be. A big 5-2 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sens fans went from not saying the P word to chanting it in the span of 2 games. I guess chicks dig playoffs, and that was Jakob Chychrun's music tonight, scoring his first goal in his first home game. Grandpa celebrates with an apple fritter from Timmy's.
As we all do.
A heritage Canadian moment.
I mean, Ross, I don't think I've heard a more satisfying goal for your first goal with a new team in a long time. That was perfect. He was calling for it. He gets it over at the circle, and he absolutely rips it. That's what we were looking for when we see Jakob Chychrun, a defenseman that scores a lot of goals. He's a guy that can get that done, and he wastes no time and has the perfect shot. So welcome to Ottawa, Jakob Chychrun.
We said it this morning. We said it yesterday as well on the podcast, and that was this had to be a business-like victory for the Ottawa Senators. No longer are they in must-win territory to stay alive. Now it's what are you going to do with it? You have to beat the teams below you, and that's what the Senators did tonight. It was one-sided, to say the least. Shots on goal at the end of this game, 39-21 for Ottawa, and that's with a bit of natural third-period regression. The shots after the first period were 15-3, and after the second period, 28-11. This was pure domination. 64% of the shot share was in the Senators' favor as well, including everyone mentioning, I can't just say Chychrun's goal. Walk me through that, because God, he got all of it.
Yeah, that was an absolute beauty. And what I like about Chychrun's goal too is, I'm just trying to find it here.
It went in the net.
Yeah, that was the second goal.
Third.
Yes, third. Okay. That's
fourth.
Yeah, okay. I got it now. So this is what we talked about, Ross. We said we wanted Branny to be with Jakob Chychrun, but we had Branny on the right side and Chychrun on the left, but they went with Chychrun on the right side, and it seemed to work out here as Branny gets it on the D, slides it over to Chychrun, and I think Matthew Joseph actually thought he was getting that pass, but I'm glad he didn't quite get it because Chychrun was right behind him. I don't think Joseph realized it. Chychrun gets it right at the circle, and ding! Bar down in, and he gives the nice arm pump as the celly, and the CTC was losing its mind.
And then later on in the game, he plays along with the crowd. A TV timeout. They show Chychrun on the bench. It's 5-2 at this point, and Chychrun gives him a little "let's hear it." Yeah. So playing along with it, had him in the palm of his hand. What a home debut for Jakob Chychrun, adding an assist on the Tim Stutzle goal early in this game as well. Brady Tkachuk, it was saucer to Brady, UFO saucer to Timmy, and makes no mistake, first of 2 goals for Tim Stutzle in this game. We'll get to our Sen Central standouts, but Jakob Chychrun leading in the early votes for who gets the goggles. Derek Brassard has them. Everybody talks about 1,000 games, as they should. Brassard presented with the silver stick tonight. Awesome moment. Him calling the whole team off the bench. That was great. But Pillsy, this game doesn't start the way it does unless it's the man who's played 780 games and never scored twice in a single one, Travis Hamonic, who definitely deserves some credit for a great performance tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hammer deserves credit here, Ross. And we often joke about, okay, maybe he's beaver tapping a little bit too much. Settle down, Hamonic. You're not exactly the guy that everyone's making sure to get the puck to for a shot. But he shows it here as Matthew Joseph. I thought he did a really good job putting that pass right in the wheelhouse of Hammer, and he hammered it. That was an absolutely beautiful goal by the defenseman to get the night going.
The night got going early, and then Travis Hamonic, okay, so they get scored on. Do you want to just quickly go through that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it happened that quickly after the Ottawa Senators opened things up, Ross, but it was kind of a tough play for Sanderson at the blue line. The puck was up against the boards. It was kind of in his feet a little, and then Rozovic steals it from him. Now Rozovic's on a 2-on-1 here. Hamonic's the far guy back, the only defenseman. He does what I think is the right move and allows Talbot to have a clear shot or clear view of the shot, tries to take away the pass, and Rozovic beats Talbot. Nice shot. That's one of those. You just tip your cap. Nice shot, Rozovic.
And if we're going to go jump ahead, just get rid of both Columbus goals. Sanderson, a rookie play. He hasn't had a lot of them, but probably not his favorite play of the season on that one. And then on the second and only other goal they let up, it's Tim Stutzle, who over stick handles while shorthanded in his own zone. So put those two together. Two unlikely mistakes from guys who a lot of players their age make a lot of mistakes. You can handle that, and you'd rather they happen in a game like this where the Senators are still in control.
The Senators were dominating in this game, so you're not going to harp too much on those young guys, both 2020 draft picks there. But Timmy, this is where Timmy frustrates me. Like, you're on the penalty kill. He has the puck. He's about to clear out, and he's trying to go cut back and come wide again when it's like, Timmy, just – you don't have to do that. Just get rid of it. But I mean, a guy that's already a 30 goal scorer, I'm not going to harp on him too bad for trying to do a little extra on the penalty kill, but he gets it taken away from him. And then Marchenko gets it right over to Laine, far side. And again, Patrick Laine, if he has the time and space that he had there, he's likely going to beat most goalies. So I'm not going to get on Talbot for that one. It's another hat tip goal for a nice shot.
Time and space. You want to talk about Timmy's last goal?
Oh, man. This guy had so much time and space. Ross, I love how he does the shoulder check like at the hash marks. Like he was all alone from the blue line in, and then he's like, wait, am I still? Oh, okay, I'm still in alone. And then he just does like a quick back and forth deke, and then, I mean, Michael Hutchinson, that's a easy play for him to go 5-hole on Hutchison, trying to keep up with him going side to side there. So Tim Stutzle makes up for that trying a little too much in the defensive zone by trying a lot in the offensive zone and succeeding. So I will not be upset at Tim Stutzle in this game. He had a great one.
Love how the Senators took on Pride Night. We see it around the league. Different teams do different things. I thought that it was so cool how they had all the different colors to make the rainbow all around the stadium. Gave such a neat impact. Jakob Chychrun out there with the Pride tape as well, making his presence known in the community right away. And just an awesome atmosphere at the CTC. The We Want Playoffs chance in the third period. Come on, that rules. Tonight's game, 2 goals from Travis Hamonic, 2 goals from Tim Stutzle, and Jakob Chychrun with the cherry on top.
Wait, let's get the one goal we haven't talked about is Travis Hamonic's second goal, Ross.
Where he's right in like Brady Tkachuk territory.
I couldn't believe it when it's him scoring that goal. So what happens is Sanderson, he gets it over to DeBrincat, and DeBrincat lets a good shot go. You love to see DeBrincat shoot the puck like that. Pad save, and of all guys on the ice at this opportunity, it's Travis Hamonic, and hey, you got to give it to him. He had hands in tight, and he has a nice backhand that goes top stairs, a top shelf upstairs, I should say. So that's a nice goal for Travis Hamonic. And Ross, I knew it was a big deal for Hamonic to score that goal because Talbot comes all the way from the net and as an extension of the line of the boys at the bench to give Hamonic some props. So that's when you know this team is gelling, Ross, when Talbot realizes the importance of that moment and that goal for a guy like Hammer.
Before we get to our Sen Central standouts, Cam Talbot made 19 saves, 21 shots. He was all right. You mentioned it, time and space for good players, make good plays. Who starts Monday in Chicago?
Got to be Mad Sogard, in my opinion. I think Cam Talbot's had a couple of starts in a row, or he's started a decent amount since he's come back here. So you got to show that you trust Mad Sogard, and that's the Chicago Blackhawks team that, Ross, much like the Columbus Blue Jackets, this is not a must-win. this is a let's take care of business once again here.
This is Pillsy boots on the ground game.
Yes, that is the surprise that I was very lucky. Sometimes the universe just works in strange ways, Ross. As you guys know, my flight getting here was an absolute disaster. So I said, to hell with Swoop. Done with Swoop. That was
Unless they want to sponsor the pod.
Even if they want to sponsor, I don't know.
No,
we'll find a better airline. Ross, we always like to advertise sponsors that we know are good and that we enjoy. So Swoop doesn't exactly make the cut here. So I switched my flight. I didn't even look at the return flight. I was just like, I am getting to Mexico as soon as possible. Whatever the return flight is, that's it. The return flight is a layover in Chicago overnight. And what are the chances the Sens are playing in Chicago? I'm going to land in time to go to the game. It's incredible. I've never been to the Blackhawks arena, so that's going to be a new experience, and I will have boots on the ground in Chicago.
Oh, we absolutely love to see that here. Locked On Senators, boots on the ground. We had a lot of people in the chat here, boots on the ground tonight. Lots of we want playoff chats happening, going down. Absolutely love that. And what else to get into but some Sen Central standouts? That is coming up next on Locked On Senators, but it's the Postcast, so you know it's brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. The Glebe Central Pub is your neighborhood pub in the heart of the Glebe. Find them for great drinks, tasty food, and an amazing atmosphere. It's all at the Glebe Central Pub. Go check out the new bar top. Oh, smooth, slick, absolutely gorgeous, and go have a great time with our friends at the Glebe Central Pub. Go check out their website, glebecentralpub.com. It will also get you up to date on when their shuttles head to and from the CTC. Go there now, get your games for the ones you have tickets for, because my goodness, this is going to sell out down the stretch. So go check them out, Glebe Central Pub, glebecentralpub.com, and check them out on social media to know when trivia night is, when we have speed dating night, when we have live music. All that is available at the Glebe Central Pub. Go check them out at 779 Bank Street.
And this episode is also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. It's the number one sports book in North America. It is a partner of the Locked On Podcast Network and an official sports book of the NFL for a good reason, guys. If you are looking for a sports betting app, honestly, I've tried a bunch of them, and FanDuel is my absolute favorite. It's simple, secure, safe, easy to use. They have lots of promotions. I've been pumping this one. I'll repeat it, guys. Check out the first to 5 shots bet. That's a fun one, and I'm pretty sure the Sens hit this one again by a mile. So that was easy money if you're looking for that. But for our friends down in the States, you can get a bonus bet if you go to Locked On, FanDuel.com/Locked On. You get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. Am I reading that right, Ross? $1,000 in bonus bets. Correct. When you go to FanDuel.com/Locked On. So make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook of the NFL.
And while I was pulling up the ad there, we're Pod of the Week on the Locked On Podcast Network. Just saw that come across. I want to say the only 4-time winner. I don't think anyone's even won it twice.
Yeah, that's hey, we're on the grind because of you guys. So Pod of the Week, hell yeah.
And people are asking, hey, aren't you in Los Cabos? What are you doing podcasting? Well, is there ever a better time to podcast about the Ottawa Senators? Hasn't been in the last 5 years.
Yeah, Ross, we would not miss this. Imagine us being here in Cabo and all this is going down and we weren't getting in on the vibes. No. Like I mentioned, this isn't a job for us. This is a lifestyle. We're Ottawa Senator podcasting lifestyle people.
If they had lost Thursday, they had not traded for Chychrun and then lost to Columbus, I would have probably pulled the plug on the Columbus one. But the vibes are too good. I mean, come on.
I would have been there, guys. I'm there for you.
Wow, you just threw me off the deep end there. El Squid Row. Speaking of deep end, that's our deep end tonight.
Yes.
And we're having a nice little pre-gamer. This is awesome because it's 8:00 here in Cabo. So having a great time. Ottawa Senators win 5-2 the score. Pillsy, your first Sen Central standout, presented by the Glebe Central Pub.
Nice. I'm glad you tossed me first, Ross, because I'm going to go with Jakob Chychrun. My God, does this guy wanted to play in Ottawa, Ross, and I don't even say that tongue-in-cheek to Dorion's past references because you could tell that he was excited to be here. The family ties are legit, and he had one hell of a game. Last game up against the Rangers, you couldn't expect too much. is on a red eye. First game since February 10th, playing with Nick Holden. He gets on the pair with Eric Brandstrom. That's what we wanted to see. And he has a great game here. As I look up his stats, he has a goal and an assist, 2 shots on goal, 1 hit. He plays about 19 minutes, and he's even getting some time on the PK, Ross. You love to see that, a minute 40 on the PK. And you guys know we're big stats guys here on the podcast. So his numbers with Eric Brandstrom, they played 12 and a half minutes together. How about a Corsi percentage of 70%? 14 Corsi for, 6 Corsi against. So clearly that's working out well for him. And Ross, we were trying to decide whether it was the right move to put Chychrun on the right side or Brandstrom on the right side. Chychrun played the right side most of tonight, and he looked pretty good.
I think it was a bit of both. They were just kind of vibing out there, moving around.
It was a mix, but like I think for most draws, he was set up as the right side guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was on the right side when he hammered home that slap shot. So
yeah, I noticed that.
You look at it, and the advanced stats, I think, will corroborate that he had an amazing game out there. 27 shot attempts for when he was on the ice at 5-on-5, and only 7 against. One of all the big dogs came to play tonight. DeBrincat, Giroux, Chychrun, Tkachuk, and Stutzle, and Chabot, and Pinto, and Brandstrom, and Batherson, and Brassard, all over 60% in shot share in this game. You go expected goals percentage, and you had 4 players, Stutzle, Tkachuk, Giroux, and DeBrincat, over 90% of the expected goals percentage when they were on the ice. So it was just an awesome effort from a lot of players, but you know what? I'll go with my guy, and I agree with you, Jakob Chychrun. And I will say Jakob Chychrun should get the goggles tonight, and you guys all agree. 67% going with Jakob Chychrun. I'll take the guy who's coming in second. There's a great performance that I hope I get to for my second round. I'll let you take him if possible, but it's got to be Travis Hamonic, because especially for all this guy takes, all the dirt that comes on his name, even after the Chychrun trade. It's like, oh, finally, Hamonic's out of the top 4. Yeah. This guy's not about to give up that spot too easily. He's blocking shots with his face, with everything.
It's a contract season for him. He's got a lot to play for here.
This is big time from Travis Hamonic. Imagine, like, there's going to be a few mistakes, and that's fine. But if you work with what you have with Travis Hamonic, and he keeps giving it, man, Brady Tkachuk was up there on the boards after he blocked a shot, just hammering they love it. Yep. They love what he brings to the game. So Hammer Time has been an absolute stud. He's been exactly what you would have hoped for, what I think the most optimistic Sens fans would have hoped for. He wants it. We ask who wants it. Travis Hamonic wants it. And I like that he didn't just say, okay, I want it, I'm into it. He was smart not to fight in the third period. That Olivier guy wanted a piece of him. He's like, buddy, we're up 4-2 right now. I'm not giving you momentum. We're just going to wait for Timmy to make it 5-2. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good job by Travis Hamonic. And he did block a heavy slap shot. I think it hit him right in the foot. Ultimately, that leads to the Columbus Blue Jackets' second goal, unfortunately. But he did go to the dressing room for a while, and I was hurt. I was worried that he was hurt, but he's an absolute warrior, this guy. So a great game by Travis Hamonic.
Let me hit off his stats real quick. 2 goals. Again, the first time that Travis Hamonic has had 2 goals in an NHL game. Pilsy, you want to know a good way to score 2 goals?
Let's hear it.
How about taking 7 shots on goal?
Is that a team high?
That's a team high tonight.
Probably game high, too. Oh, my God.
I mean, they almost had 7 shots as a team after 2 periods.
Exactly,
Columbus.
Yeah.
7 shots for Travis Hamonic tonight. I love it. Now that's back-to-back games. It's a bit of a comedy skit when he beaver tails for the puck and then just hammers it on goal right away. Well, Giroux scored last game because of it, and then he's able to get this one in the back of the net himself. Love to see it for Hamonic.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ross, I know you had one teed up, so we'll do a snake style draft, and I will graciously hand it back to you, my amigos.
Muchas gracias, amigos.
De nada.
I'm going to go with Tim Stutzle. Come on, man. He's making a bit of a career out of the Columbus Blue Jackets now.
Yeah, he had that big goal last season.
Remember the highlight reel goal where he cut from backhand or forehand and tucked it back in?
2-1. Yeah, that was the winner, I think.
That was
too.
2-1 game. Yeah, it was. So that was in Columbus. I mean, these Blue Jackets play-by-play guys, we were stuck watching their feed in the third period, and they are just drooling over what type of player Tim Stutzle has become. The youngest Ottawa Senator to reach 30 goals in a season. the youngest Ottawa Senator ever in history to score 30 goals in a season. And he goes, who's the youngest to score 31, SA?
Nice. I'm sure that's exactly what Tim Stutzle said. Yeah, this was an incredible game by Tim Stutzle. Ross, he almost had the hat trick too. Him and Brady Tkachuk coming down on a 2-on-1. Of course, Brady gets it over to him. He tries to do a wide deke, but Hutchison was there on that one. That would have been nice if he got the hattie, but an all-around incredible game by Tim Stutzle, even considering that early mistake on the penalty kill.
Yes, fair enough. So we've got that rolling today. Second youngest. Oh, I forgot a keyword here. Alexi Ashen, younger.
This is Mexico Vibes podcast. We told you we cannot be held accountable for any numbers or mistakes made, so I wouldn't worry about that, Ross. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Is he the youngest to 31? No,
yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
Wait, I'll look it up. Yeah, he is.
Hey, how many goals did Yashin score that year? Did he get to 40 that year? Because Yashin had a few big years early.
Couldn't tell you.
Let's find out. Yashin hockey reference. Didn't think Mexicans ever seen that one before. He scored 30 on the dot his rookie year.
There we go.
So does that mean when's his birthday?
49.
Give it to me. No, he definitely had more than 30, but younger? Anyways, that's neither here nor there, but we might be into something here. Hey, Timmy for 50. Pat's Garage has Timmy for 50 there, but he's got 31. He looks great, man. The advanced stats loved him tonight. The counting stats loved him tonight. Led all Ottawa Senators forwards in ice time, playing 20 minutes and 56 seconds. He's now a penalty-killing god. And he's an offensive superstar. He's Tim Stutzle.
Yeah, he's really rounded out his game, and he's turned into the player that we were hoping he could. So, Tim Stutzle, keep it rolling here.
Ottawa Senators keep it rolling here, and we'll get to their spot in the standings right after Pilsy hits me with, he was so gracious to give it to me, but who do you have for your second to go along with Jakob Chychrun?
Yeah, I've got Matthew Joseph. Played a really nice game, in my opinion, and he gets 2 assists in this one. And this is a guy that really...
We got to pause it in here for Adam Rogers. A few pesos in the guitar case. We appreciate that.
Gracias, amigos.
Muchas gracias.
Yes, that's awesome, Adam Rogers. Thank you very much. But yeah, I really thought that Matthew Joseph had a nice game. That goal that Tim Stutzle had all the time and space in the world, he does a really good job of turning the puck over at the blue line and not taking a penalty there. The Columbus Blue Jacket broadcast, Ross, they were very sure that there should have been a penalty there, but Timmy makes them pay for that mistake. But it's Joseph that starts that one off, and he had an assist earlier on here. So we talk about the top 6 and guys like Chychrun really popping off. You mentioned the big dogs had a good game. Well, guys like Matthew Joseph, if this team's going to have any success in a wildcard race, the depth players need to step their game up as well. And I thought he did that tonight.
Thanks to the lockout, they're close. They're close, actually. I want this so badly. Oh my God, Kay, I'm so glad that I actually went by. So Alexi Ashen, we said, when he was 20 years old, he scored 30 goals that season. Okay? He then scored in the first goal of the next season, in the first game, but it was the lockout shortened year. So Alexi Ashen Timmy was 21 years and 48 days old. 21 years and 78 days old.
Oh.
Tim Stutzle, the youngest Ottawa Senator to 31 goals.
Wow.
I guess it's one season, though.
I told you. That was correct.
All right. Good stuff there. Matthew Joseph, great game. And he's not only had a great game. What did Julien Gauthier bring with him to Ottawa that got Matthew Joseph going? You think that was a kick in the ass? Like, hey, if you can't be that speedy winger, we'll go find another guy with speed?
I mean, it definitely puts pressure on him. Or Ross, I'll spin zone it in a positive way, positive Pillsy mode here. Maybe that was the Ottawa Senators management and coaching staff looking at it and being like, hey, Tyler Mott was a good defensive kind of yin and yang for you, but he didn't have the speed to keep up with you. So instead of being like, hey, we're going to push you to be better because other guys can take your spot, it's like, okay, we noticed that a guy we brought in didn't exactly work as well with you as we had hoped. let's get a guy you're already familiar with. They know each other from junior, another French-Canadian player, and a guy that has size and speed that can keep up with you and play a little give and go if need be. So I really like the Julien Gauthier move as we move along here. And he had a really nice opportunity on a breakaway tonight, I think, as well. So yeah, Matthew Joseph and Julien Gauthier, that's a nice new pair that's working out well.
The Ottawa Senators are officially on notice to the rest of the league, right? Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, because the thing is, Ross, they go into Detroit, they win those very meaningful games
in Ottawa.
They go against Detroit,
Win.
my bad. And then they go up against a New York Rangers team on the road.
In New York.
Patty Kane Showtime debut, and they send those New Yorkers home very sad. And then they take care of business in a game they simply need to win. And not only did they win, they dominated. I mean, the Blue Jackets only had 3 shots on goal in the first period, and I'm pretty sure the second half of the first period they didn't get a single shot on goal. So this was a great performance by the Ottawa Senators, and Jakob Chychrun's got to be pretty excited about this opportunity he has now.
Well, I haven't clicked on it yet. We'll do it right after we wrap the show. But Jakob Chychrun apparently emotional seeing his grandfather's reaction to his first goal with the Senators' first home game. Love what DJ Smith said this morning. His grandpa's welcome at any time, any practice, whatever it is. He's always welcome on a Senators basis to get to the rink. Family matters with this team, and let's just put it this way: not all coaches would do that. So that's great to see from the Ottawa Senators, who win 5-2 tonight over the Columbus Blue Jackets, and those are our Sen Central standouts.
Yep, this was a great game to watch, Ross. I mean, there was great goals all over the place, and the Ottawa Senators really flexed their offensive might up against a weak Columbus Blue Jackets team.
2 goals for Tim Stutzle, who's got 31 on the season. 2 goals for Travis Hamonic, who's got 5 on the season. Jakob Chychrun gets his 8th goal of his year, and he adds an assist as well. So 2 points in 2 games with Ottawa for Jakob Chychrun. And now let's turn our attention, before we wrap up, the final postcast from Mexico in a wild card race, because the Ottawa Senators are in the race for the wild card. And yes, people mentioning in the chat, dude, 27 goals the last 5 games. This team is an offensive wagon.
Yeah, and especially when you add a guy on defense that's able to contribute offensively as well. Sheesh, it's looking good for your Ottawa Senators recently.
It certainly is. So let's take a peek how they stack up in the wild card race. I can zoom this in, eh?
Yeah, we don't need Montreal in this view here. That's for damn sure.
No, here we go. 1 through 7 in the wild card race. The Ottawa Senators are 3 points out of a playoff spot from the Pittsburgh Penguins. 3 points.
Yeah, that's incredible that they're right there. It's very unfortunate that the out-of-town scoreboard couldn't have gone any worse for your Ottawa Senators tonight.
Pittsburgh loses.
I mean, someone had to lose that game, but yes, that is something good here. But 4 teams tied with 68 points here, and 71 gets you in that wild card spot. So this is going to be an intense race to the finish.
It's going to be an awesome race to the finish. Buffalo beats Tampa today. The Islanders beat Detroit. Pittsburgh loses, however, to the Florida Panthers. So now there's 4 teams tied with 68 points. Ottawa's got Chicago on Monday. The vibes are amazing right now. Steve G adding to the vibes. My guy, Steve G.
Boy, Steve.
Absolute legend. Cannot thank you guys enough. Steve G, what were you talking about earlier today? I don't know whether it was, he had a question for us, or maybe it was just a comment, but I would have loved to have gotten to it. Let us know if you still have that in the chamber there, Steve. Otherwise, I mean, we're pretty much wrapping up a 5-2 victory over Columbus. We said it was going to be a workmanlike game for the Sens, and now it's just like a workmanlike podcast. Just absolutely go out there, hit all the storylines on the head. Pop, you got the "We Want Playoffs" chance. That's really the biggest thing, is that the players heard it, the coach heard it, and for some players like Thomas Chabot, they haven't even been able to spell the word playoffs since he got here 6 years ago.
Yeah, and Brady Tkachuk, the captain of this team, we always talk about it. Like, the P word wasn't even being tossed around as the P word, Ross. We were a step removed from censoring that word. It wasn't even close. So now having the crowd chant, "We want playoffs," like, I really think all the pieces are here. And obviously, this is me, a biased Sens fan, but I feel like the stars are aligning for something special to happen here. I mean, something special would be making the playoffs after Ross, like a month ago, we were both down and out about this team.
Well, no, I mean, that would be making the conference finals now and losing next year's first round pick as well.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate something special happening here. But just being in the race this close here, and you got to credit the Ottawa Senators. Their whole kind of mantra was, we want to be playing in meaningful games. They didn't push it too high. They didn't push it too low. They stayed consistent with that being the bar. And here we are playing in meaningful games, Ross, and winning them.
Oh, winning them. 5 in a row for your Ottawa Senators. Pilsy, let's finish this show off with a little story time. You saw some Sens fans at the pool in Cabo.
Yeah, I was wearing my bucket hat. Obviously, if you got a bucket hat in Mexico, you're going to rock it. And some guys by the pool were yelling out, Sens hockey, let's go. We're making the playoffs. And I gave them a good fist bump back and a go Sens go. So shout out to the boys by the pool. But there's Ottawa Senators all over the world, Ross. This is global domination.
Oh, it certainly is. We see the numbers, guys. We appreciate you so much for making us a part of your routine. If you guys want to have a laugh at our expense, Adam, cannot thank you enough. Really appreciate it. And we know you've been around, Adam, and been in the Postcast before. We appreciate everyone, whether you're new, first time, you're starting to catch on with this team. Maybe you're a diehard Arizona Coyotes Chychrun fan. Welcome. We appreciate you. Come home. Sen Central merch available online.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, we thank you very much for being a part of the show. And that's why we want to make you a part of our lives as well. And I'm sure my mom will get a laugh out of this. I shot 66 today. Only problem is I played 9 holes.
I was waiting for it. I was like, you're not going to try to pull that off, are you? 66. Nice. Well done, Ross.
Yeah, certainly. It might have been a course record for most shots in a 9-hole course. But we had some fun today. We are making the most out of it because we are grinders here at Locked On Senators. We're the third, fourth line grinders. We're never going to be the Ian Mendez's, the Mark Mathot's, the Jason Yorks, the Bobby Ryans, the Brent Wallace's. They all have experience, professionalism, but I don't know if anyone has the vibes.
Yeah, I was going to say experience in the NHL and the experience that those guys have in the media, we do not have. But hey, they all got good vibes too, Ross. But we are honing in on the vibes, and we are the people's pod. So there's nowhere I'd rather be than in Cabo doing the postcast after a Sens win. Let me tell you that.
Do you know what I think of anytime that I'm like, oh, should we get up and do the pod today? You know what I think?
Let's hear it.
Rest is a weapon. If I hear that one more time, I'll go crazy.
No, we don't need anyone going crazy here.
No, and I mean, we don't need rest. What's rest for?
So you're an expert.
Well, you don't have to be an expert to know that more pods, you get a bit better. You have some fun. The vibes are great, and we appreciate everyone being here as a part of the Sens Podcast Network here at Locked On, where we make sure that we're your team every day. DJ, you like having the podcast even when we're in Mexico?
Yes. Ha ha ha. Yes.
We appreciate you. And guys, this only continues because Chicago, we got payback on the mind.
Yes, and no Patrick Kane on this Chicago team. That's nice. No Max Domi.
Dude, the last loss was to Chicago. No.
No, there's no way.
Maybe. No, because they got a point on that, and we'd be like,
Boston.
Oh, and then Carolina.
Yeah.
It's a home. It's a home winning streak since then, because I knew that.
Okay, there we go.
Vibes podcast.
Yeah. But I have a feeling the vibes are going to continue, and I'm so fired up for boots on the ground in Chicago.
Yeah, everyone's letting us know. Yeah, Carolina, Boston, like, you guys are complete mutants. Yeah. We're just here to have some fun. We appreciate everyone for making us your first listen. Try to say this word. Can you?
Sens are scrumulescent.
What does that mean?
I think I might have got that one. Word of the day. I have no clue what that means.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Allie's thinking, is Rach holding the timer? The last text I got from Rach, I feel like she'll be okay if I should I show them the So that's what the rules are on the bachelor party. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, and we'll be back Monday morning. We'll have some fun with everyone. Really appreciate you making us your first listen. We will see. Oh, word of the day button. Word of the day button. Where is it? Where is it? Word of the day. Word of the day.
Let's see if I remember it. Scrumtrelescent. Did I nail that? Whoever put that comment in, let me know if I got that one.
Yeah, and we've got Bryson just figuring out that my girlfriend or fiance's name is Rachel. So Ross and Rachel.
Yeah, from Friends. Heard of it?
Yeah, if you ever want to steal our Wi-Fi, the password is more than friends.
Nice. I'm happy you guys are more than friends.
Credit to me.
Yeah, because otherwise this bachelor party would not be happening.
Or
and
awkward.
And that would, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this has been an absolute blast.
It certainly has. Well, we're going to take a break. Little Ross and Rachel pun there for you deep dive
We're on our
friendser.
break.
You deep fried friendsers over there. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for vibing out with us as we've been in Los Cabos. If you're at El Squid Row tonight, come party. Let's have some fun.
Wait, and Ross, before you do your wrap up, I know we normally do a Go Sens Go at the end.
Need Go Sens Go in the chat.
Yes, a Go Sens Go, but I want to pivot a little for this one. We want playoffs.
We want playoffs. Oh, that's
Woo!
so good. The boys heard it. Keep it rolling. And guys, go check out Doodling Daryl's latest work.
Who wants it?
25 have been ordered extra large to the CTC. So the Sens are in it. We want playoffs. Go Sens go. Get them in the chat. Senators win 5-2. Pilsy, any final thoughts on the postcast?
All right, final thoughts for me then is Go Sens Go. We got the We Want playoffs, but now everybody hit a Go Sens Go, all caps in the chat. Go Sens Go!
I wonder how that sounds with both mics. Go Sens Go sounds good. Whether you're in a library or whether you're in jail, whether you're at El Squid Row, it's all about playoffs. It's all about Go Sens Go. It's all about a 5-2 win over a bad team. The Columbus Blue Jackets are a bad team, but the Senators, you got to win what's in front of you, and that's what they did. They'll be back Monday. So will we. For Brandon Piller, I'm Ross Levitan. This has been the Postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and the Glebe Central Pub. The Glebe Central Pub is your neighborhood pub in the heart of the Glebe. Visit them for great food, tasty drinks, and an inclusive atmosphere. Find them at 779 Bank Street, and make sure you let them know that Locked On Senators sent you. For more, visit Locked On Senators on Twitter at Sen Central and on Instagram, lockedon.senators. Have a great rest of your weekend. Sens Army.